Hello everybody, I've come to read you another story again today because I know that you will love hearing stories whilst you're sat at home. If you want to let me know what your favourite part of the story is or what you've been up to at home, let me know in the comments. And here's another story for us all to enjoy. This one is called Tabby McTat. It's one of my favourites to read and it's by Julia Donaldson. This one's really good, got lots of rhyming in there, which we're doing today as well in our literacy lessons. Let's have a read. Good start. Tabby McTat was a busker's cat with a meow that was loud and strong. And the two of them sang of this and that, and people threw coins in the old checkered hat, and this was their favourite song. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. You can see there, they're really enjoying their time busking. One morning, while Fred ate some bacon and bread, McTat took a stroll round the block. Then stopped, for there on the doorstep sat a gorgeously glossy and green-eyed cat. She was black with one snowy white sock. Oh, there she is. Sock and McTat had a cat-to-cat chat, and that's how their story began. For while they were chatting of this and that, a thief had his eye on the old checkered hat. He eyed it, he snatched it and ran. Oh no! The busker gave chase, but he tripped on a lace and crash, in a flash he was down. He broke his leg and banged his head and ended up in a hospital bed in a faraway part of the town. Oh no, poor Fred! Not only has he had his hat stolen with all of his pennies in, he's broken his leg. Poor Fred. What about McTat? I hope he finds him. Oh no. Goodbye, McTat said. I must get back to Fred. But where had the busker gone? The sun went down and the sky went black. The stars came out, but he didn't come back. McTat lingered on and on. Oh, he doesn't know he's in hospital. He's lost him. A week later, Sock took a stroll round the block and found her new friend looking thin. He's gone off and left me, said Tabby McTat. Then Sock said, my people, Prunella and Pat, would gladly find room for a fine tabby cat. And she was right, and they took McTat in. Oh, well, at least McTat's been looked after. He's been taken in by Sock's people. Still, poor old Fred must be in hospital. Next morning, old Fred left his hospital bed and found his way back to the square, but a brass band stood where the pair once sat, and the band played this and the band played that, and Fred looked all round for his loud meowed cat, but Tabby McTat wasn't there. Oh no, now they've lost each other. Now McTat had a wife and a very full life, with plenty of things to do, like washing Prunella and pouncing on Pat, and hiding the keys under the mat, and keeping the newspapers nice and flat, and giving the pens an occasional bat, and nibbling this and nibbling that. But he dreamed of his friend with the old checkered hat, and always woke up with a mew. Meow. Look, he misses Fred. How will they ever find each other? Oh no, this is a bit of a sad story. I hope they find each other. I'm getting it sad. Let's see what happens next. And often he said, what's happened to Fred? And his paws took him back to the square.
Hey, what?
But a conjurer stood where the pair once sat, and he pulled out this and he pulled out that, and people threw coins in the tall black hat, but the busker was never there. One morning, Sock said, look under the bed and see 3 kittens I've had. And Soames looked like this, and Susan looked like that. And the littlest kitten was Samuel Spratt, who looked exactly just like his dad. Always had little kittens, always a daddy. The 3 kittens grew when they learned how to mew, and McTat sometimes sang them his song. And Samuel Spratt, with his tabby grey fur, had a deafening meow and a very loud purr, and he simply loved singing along. Me, you, and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. Me, you, and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. Didn't really sing it very well, though. When Susan and Soames found very good homes, their parents were very happy and proud. And there was one home like this, and another like that. But nobody wanted poor Samuel Spratt. They all said, "His voice is too loud." Poor Samuel Spratt. Now, Tabby McTat was a home-loving cat, but he couldn't stop dreaming of Fred. And one day he called for his wife and his son, and he told them, "There's something that has to be done. I must go and find him," he said. Let's see where he goes to look for him. See if you can help me with some of these rhymes on this page. So up and down and all over town, he wandered a whole week long, for many a morning and afternoon, by the light of the sun and the light of the moon, till he heard a familiar song. Just me and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. Would be what he sang if he was happy, but actually he wasn't very happy. He sang this. Just me and the old guitar. If I had my cat, I'd be happier by far. Just me and the old guitar. With my hat, I'd be happier by far. That should have been with my cat, I'd be happier by far. He's that sad, he even mucked up his own words. But then he looked across and he saw Tabby McTat. "Oh, it's Tabby McTat, it's my long-lost cat." Old Fred was ecstatically glad. Then the two of them sang of this and that, and people threw coins in the new checkered hat. Oh, yay! And everyone was happy. But why did McTat feel sad? He was missing his wife and his comfortable life, and the dozens of things to do, like washing Prunella and pouncing on Pat, and hiding the car keys under the mat, and keeping the newspapers nice and flat, and giving the pens an occasional bat. But how could he tell the poor busker that? Then, from out of the shadow, sprang Samuel Spratt. "Oh, please, let me be the busker's cat," he said with a deafening mew. I wonder if he's going to be the new busker's cat. Now Samuel Spratt is the busker's cat, with a meow that is loud and strong, and the two of them sing of this and that, though Samuel sings just a little bit flat. And the people threw coins in the old checkered hat, and this is their favourite song. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. What a lovely story. And you know what? I loved that in the end, even though McTat realised that he couldn't be with Fred anymore because he wanted to be with his wife and he loved her, the busker still managed to, I've just dropped the book on the floor, that the busker still managed to have his cat and he still had a friend in Samuel Spratt. And you know what? In these times, we just all need to make sure that we work together. We stay friends and we do the best that we can. And even if we're not going to see some of our friends for a very, very long time, don't worry, it won't be forever. And things will always work out for the best and right in the end, just like they did in that story. So let me know what your favourite part of that story was. Write in the comments below. Or dojo us, or dojo any of your teachers. I hope that you're all staying really, really well. And as I'm in Miss Gervin's room right now, what I might do just for Miss Gervin, because I know that she won't like this and we'll play a little bit of a joke on her, I'm going to turn one of her posters upside down, but don't tell her it was me. And when she next comes in, she'll be like, "Why is one of my posters upside down? Who's done that?" But don't tell her it was me. See you soon. Bye.